Good afternoon, I'm Wendy Petrie and this is your afternoon news fix for Friday, the 26th of June. Strong winds battering the lower North Island are expected to continue for the rest of the day. Wellington and Taranaki are still under orange heavy wind warnings, and a heavy rain warning is in place for the Tararua Range and parts of Wairarapa and Wellington. More than 100 flights in and out of the capital have been cancelled and 3,500 people are without power. Police are urging caution on the roads after a man was seriously injured when his ute hit a large fallen tree early this morning just outside of New Plymouth. Met Service meteorologist John Law says winds should start to ease this evening.
We're waiting for this low pressure to move away towards the east. Really, the wind watches and warnings stay through this evening before things start to drop down overnight tonight.
Former Attorney General Chris Finlayson says the Waitangi Tribunal is well within its rights to order urgent hearings as spending on lawyers is questioned. The tribunal has ordered 10 urgent inquiries into government policy since the coalition came to power, costing the government $4.48 million in legal fees. Justice Minister Paul Goldsmith says it's an indication the tribunal likes to order urgent hearings, but Finlayson disagrees.
The criteria for granting urgency are fairly stringent. I've not discerned anything which would indicate they're trigger-happy.
The Transport Minister says the government is taking steps to reduce red tape and improve fuel management in the transport sector. Chris Bishop has announced permit requirements for some heavy vehicles will be removed from early August. He says they're practical, not flashy, but importantly, they're permanent.
Removing H plates to reduce compliance costs and enforcement confusion, removing the accelerated licensing process and standardising speed limits for tractors and special type vehicles to 40 kilometres.
Class 1 and 2 licence holders will also be able to drive slightly heavier electric vehicles and buses. National and New Zealand First are once again butting heads over the India trade deal. Winston Peters claims stricter immigration settings specifically for Indian migrants have been set up behind India's back. He says officials have been keeping it under wraps out of fear of legal challenges. But Todd McClay says both sides know what they signed on to and Peters needs to move on. Senior political journalist Azaria Howell says there was a lot of debate at the first reading last night.
It passed with 93 yes votes to 29 no's. The Greens and Te Pāti Māori also voting against the FTA.
New Zealand's economic outlook remains cautiously optimistic despite global uncertainty. That's according to the latest Business NZ planning forecast, which notes Treasury expects inflation to fall back strongly over the next 18 months. Chief Economist John Pask says that relies heavily on international conditions continuing to improve. He says the parts of the economy which were going well before the Middle East crisis should pick back up.
We had, reasonably strong growth in terms of manufacturing, tourism, agricultural sector doing well.
To sport and one Test All Black loose forward. Cullen Grace is departing the Crusaders to join Welsh club Scarlets. He joins David Havili, Sivu Rees, Braden Ennor and Dallas McLeod in leaving the side. And the Southern Steel trips to the final of Netball's ANZ Premiership have one thing in common. Having captained the team to back-to-back titles in 2017 and 2018, Wendy Frew now leads the Invercargill-based side in this year's decider against the Mystics in Auckland. I'm Wendy Petrie. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.